Good morning, all, and season's greetings to all of you this morning, to all of our sunrisers this morning. It's great to be in your presence as we have a meeting. We commence our meeting for on disease and prevention month. Contribute and fight various diseases in our nations. I'd like to call upon Director Patrick to come and give us our invocation for this morning. Let's just kick off our meeting.
Good morning, all. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we come thanking you once again for allowing us to meet one more time as Rotary to do and discuss Rotary business. We ask your blessings upon this meeting and that everything we does come to fruitfulness. These and every blessings we ask and thank you for in the precious name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Amen. I would now like to invite Director Angelica to give us our loyal toast this morning.
Recording in progress.
I don't see Angelica on this morning, so I will ask our newest Rotarian, Nicolette, to give us our loyal toast this morning. You familiar with the loyal toast?
Oh, I wasn't prepared for that.
Welcome to Rotary.
I was concentrating on my spotlight.
No problem. You can do it this morning. I want just one thing to knock off your red ribbon.
Have to learn that.
So the loyal toast is to come out of the Bahamas. All right. PDD Felix, can you show how it's done, please?
Amen.
Could you show Nicolette how it's done for the loyal toast?
Oh, good morning, fellow Rotarians. Please raise your glasses in a toast to the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
To the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Thank you very much, PDD Felix.
So simple.
No problem. Yes, no problem. I would also like to now invite one of our new Rotarians, Archeline O'Brien, to welcome our Rotarians and guests.
Joy to the world, joy to all our Rotarians. Okay, obviously I need some help with. I'm going to ask later after our Rotarian James to give me some lessons in singing. But we would like to say Merry Christmas to one and all. We're excited today that we have our guest speaker, Dr. Williamson Chea, General Surgeon, with us. And Dr. Chea, if you don't mind at this time, please unmute your mic and give us a big Merry Christmas.
Good morning. Merry Christmas to all.
Oh, beautiful.
Welcome. Thank you for having me.
Beautiful. And so at this time, I welcome our friends as well. And Rotarians, I ask you to introduce your guests, please.
Thank you, Rotarian Archeline. I am very happy to see my dear friend and a former member of our club, Mildred Murphy. Welcome, Mildred. Hope you enjoy the meeting. She has Mike on it, but you know, that's her husband's name.
Oh, I didn't realize, because we was rushing, so I told him to log me in, so he just logged me in under his account, whichever one that was available. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Great to see you.
Good morning, Ms. Murphy. Anyone else?
Yes, good morning,
She's
everyone.
O'Brien as well, sorry. So Murphy O'Brien, so that's your namesake, actually.
Oh, so we'll sing afterwards.
Please don't.
And she loves to sing.
Good morning, everybody, and fellow Rotarians. I'd like to introduce my guest, Dion Wilson.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Dion, Dion, tell us good morning? If you can, turn your mic on and say good morning to us, please.
Actually, I can't turn on my mic.
Not your camera, just your mic, and say good morning.
No, I did say good morning. Good morning, actually.
Okay, beautiful.
How are you?
Brilliant, welcome. Anyone
Thank
else?
you.
Any Rotarian, invite your other guests, please. And
I
I
don't see
don't see
anybody
anyone.
else.
Okay, so if that
No.
is all, I want to welcome you all.
Well, we
And
have someone joining now. I think it's Margaret Smith, I think.
She's Rotarian.
She's a Rotarian, yes, she's a visiting Rotarian.
is she connected?
Let me see.
Margaret's related to our guest speaker.
Okay.
Okay, so we welcome Margaret. And we just want to say our welcome today comes wrapped with bundles of bows, may it yellow, possibly green, possibly blue, possibly red, possibly purple. Rotarians, we welcome you and your guests and our guest speaker. And thank you very much. And I return it to President Therese.
Thank you very much, Archelaine. You did an awesome job this morning. No
Thank
welcome.
you.
All right. I will now invite Director Tunisia to give an announcement on the raffle prize this morning.
Good morning, everyone, and season's greetings. So we have a great prize to go under the Christmas tree. There we go. Our raffle prize this morning is an 8-inch Samsung Galaxy Tab from BTC. So I know most of us may have completed our shopping, but this one, nice, awesome gift for yourself or a loved one to put under your Christmas tree. And the tickets are only going to be 1 for $10 or 3 for $20. You can purchase them in the chat. Guests, you can also purchase our raffle tickets, and the Rotarian that would have invited you will tell you how you can pay for the ticket. So everyone can participate. It's a Samsung Galaxy Tab from BTC. Tickets again are 1 for 10, 3 for 20. Please support the raffle. Thank you very, very much. Back to you, President Therese.
Thank you, Tunisia. So you have an awesome raffle prize, man. Please put in put in the chat the amount. Let's get this going this morning. I also would like to invite now our Sergeant of Arms to give us our jokes and fines this morning.
Good morning, Mr. President. Good morning, fellow Rotarians. Hope everyone's doing good today. So there was a man who had worked all his life, fellow Sunrisers, and he saved all his money, and he was a real miser when it came to all his money. So he loved his money so much that before he died, he told his wife, listen, when I die, I want you to take all my money and place it in the casket with me because I want to take all my money to the afterlife. So he got his wife to promise him that with all her heart, that when he died, she would put all the money in the casket with him. Well, one day he died, and he was stretched in the casket, and the wife was sitting there in a black dress next to her best friend. And when the ceremony finished, just before the undertakers got ready to close the casket, the wife said, wait a minute. And she had a shoebox with her, and she came over with the shoebox, placed it in the casket, and the undertakers locked the casket. And her best friend said, I hope you weren't crazy enough to put all the money in there with that stingy old man. And she said, yes, I promised. I'm a good Christian. I can't lie. I promised him that I was going to put all the money in the casket. You mean to tell me you put every cent of the money in the casket with him? She said, I'm sure. I sure did. I got all the money together, put it into my account, and I wrote him a check.
That's a smart woman right there.
Yeah. The president.
That's a good one, Saj.
The president, during this Christmas season, I'm going to make sure that we go into the new year with a nice, let me do a little math here, approximately 150 or so. If I fine everyone $5, Christmas fine, Mr. President, I think that's fitting.
That was
the
very
Christmas
fitting this
season.
morning.
Yeah, that's all, Mr. President.
Thank you very much. All right. So all Rotarians, please note we have a $5 fine this morning for being on the call this morning. Thank you very much, Sergeant of Arms. We would like now to invite our chair, Gwen, to give us our birthday and anniversaries this morning.
Good morning, everyone. It's such a joy to be here this morning. So, you do not know this, many of you, but we have a Christmas baby to announce today. Our very own President Therese. His birthday is on Christmas Day. Yay!
Thank you.
And on December 28th, we have Cresswell. Happy birthday to you guys. We wish you so much joy as you celebrate during this special season. Thank you.
Appreciate it, Gwen. Thank you very much. I'd open the floor for any announcements this morning. Any directors already say of any announcements for the club? Please go ahead at this point in time.
So, President Therese, can I take the floor?
Sure can, Kemi.
Okay, so good morning, everyone. Excuse me for my absence last week, but of course I was in Freeport at my mom's wedding. So of course, important family event I could not miss. But that being said, just wanted to update you on one or two things. One, last year we worked with IPP Odette Carey from Rotary Club of Old Fort and her husband in terms of foundation that they run that had an amazing give back to kids in the area off of Mackey Street. So they fed the families and we assisted by donating lots of toys towards that effort. So this year, we want to still support that effort, and I still have quite a bundle of toys in my apartment stocked up from last year with the intention of donating it towards that same effort this year. Since it is COVID protocols, I will not pressure any Rotarians. If you are interested in wanting to actually pass them out to the kids personally on Christmas morning, let me know and we can coordinate something. Otherwise, we can just donate the toys and allow the person who is serving the food to also pass out the toys to avoid having too many persons there at the time and respecting COVID protocols. However, members also wanted to contribute some funds toward topping up and adding some more to the stash of toys I have here. Please feel free to also reach out to me privately and let me know. No, Director Janine said I don't want to cut into your raffle efforts, but if members are willing and inclined to do that, please let me know. Also, as part of a second effort, Friends of All Murdered Victims, they also have a wonderful idea this Christmas where they wanted to reach out to at least two families, one male and one female head of households who are the only breadwinners in their house, single parents. Both have at least 5+ kids that they're trying to manage. So we're looking forward to partnering with them shortly after the Christmas break. Their idea is to give a makeover for both the male and the female single parent household. And I've already gotten 1 or 2 members of the club. Not only will they get a physical makeover, but persons to sit down and talk to them about spiritual, business-wise makeovers in their entire life. So I think that's a wonderful effort on behalf of our club, not just helping persons physically, but also mentally and spiritually. So I'll give you more updates on that as we pick out the time and the format for that. But I'm definitely excited, particularly with those more meaningful projects for this holiday season. Thank you.
Thank you, Kemi. Those are 2 great initiatives that we're planning. We want full support from the club, and I just want to know more information will be provided to you as such. Please continue our support. And I know, Kemi, you have our support as well as we continue to organize this. Just would also like to thank all of the Rotarians who came over the past 3 weeks at the bell ringing in Harbor Bay. I want to thank you guys for you guys showed up and showed out in typical Sunrise fashion. I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm sure the Salvation Army appreciate all of us for coming out, Rotarians and Rotaractors, and a few of the interactors who came out to ring the bell. So I think there was an awesome that we all came out and give our support. Are there any other announcements this morning? If there are no announcements, I would like to call upon PP Sophia to give us our.
Good morning.
Go ahead, sorry.
Jimmy
Morning.
Palacios here.
Hey,
I
Papi.
was going to send you all a picture, but I wasn't able to make any of the bell ringing sessions, but I did go and represent Rotary by singing for some of the taxi cab drivers. And I got over $100 from them, which I will contribute to the Salvation Army. So that's my version of it.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much for that, Father P. And I'm sure I'll pass that message on. So I'm sure they definitely did note that fundraising has been a bit weak this year. So thank you very much for support, despite you not being there in person.
Thank you.
Good morning, Sunrisers. Before I do the Rotary Minute, President, just wanted to remind the color teams about the contributions on Christmas Day. Each of the teams were supposed to be creating some sort of give back for the needy in our community. And so I just wanted to remind them to continue that wonderful sunrise tradition this Christmas Day. And having said that, I'd like the men of the blue team to please go to our chat and read what we are planning for Saturday morning.
Thank you, PP, Sophia. Please let us continue our tradition, and I'll be coordinating with our teams this morning. Go right ahead. Can you give us our Rotary Minute?
So the objective of Rotary, the Rotary Minute, the objective of Rotary is to encourage and foster the ideal of service as a basis of worthy enterprise, and in particular to encourage and foster, first, the development of acquaintance as an opportunity for service. Second, high ethical standards in business and professions, the recognition of the worthiness of all useful occupations, and the dignifying of each Rotarian's occupation as an opportunity to serve society. Third, the application of the ideal of service in each Rotarian's personal, business, and community life. Fourth, the advancement of international understanding, goodwill, and peace through a world of fellowship of business and professional persons united in the ideal of service. The ideal of service is the key phrase in the object of Rotary. This ideal is an attitude of being a thoughtful and helpful person in all of one's endeavors. That's what the object truly means. This was taken, Rotarians, guest, from Rotary.org. Thank you.
Thank you, PP Sophia, for the Rotary Minute this morning. The ideal of Rotary is service, and we'll be able to continue to do so. I'd also like to now, Ms. Gwen nearby. Could you turn on your camera? We have a red ribbon removal this morning. Gwen?
I'm here.
Great. I don't know if you have a red ribbon on, but is there someone nearby who can dispose of it for you?
Yes, my daughter is here with me and my sister.
Awesome. Can they come in the picture and do a quick removal of your red ribbon this morning? So now you're an official Rotarian. You'll be an official Rotarian, but you've completed all of your requirements as a new Rotarian.
Yeah.
Can you please remove it? Can you? Awesome. Congratulations, Gwen. I want to thank you, and we continue to your service and your hard work in Rotary, please. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank your daughter as well for doing the red ribbon removal.
She can go back to bed now.
All right. Okay. I'd like to call upon News Rotarian Nicolette to give us our Rotary Spotlight this morning.
Good morning, all. The spotlight this morning is on our fellow Blue Team member, Mr. Duran Humes. Duran Humes is CEO of Plata Alpha Design, a custom software development company whose mission and purpose is to do its part in revolutionizing and pioneering the digital age with his country of the Bahamas by any means necessary. He has worked on many different types of applications in the capacity of a lead software developer for companies all around the world, like Cable Bahamas, Alive, Doctors Hospital, Rotary Clubs, and the Bahamian government. Duran is an avid and competitive Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner, golfer, Rotarian, and mentor to up-and-coming software developers. In 2019, he started a local software developer meetup group that meets once a month and is 60 members strong, with professionals across a wide range of different disciplines and industries, where they all come together to network and assist each other with different opportunities and questions. Duran and 7 other software professionals have recently formed the Bahamian Developers Association. Their purpose is to facilitate opportunities and connections for software developers in the Bahamas. They've recently hosted the annual Nassau Technology Conference, where industry leaders in the technology space shared their knowledge with an audience of software developers and IT professionals. He lives by the motto, go big or go bigger. Fellow Rotarians, please give it up for Mr. Duran Humes. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicolette. The spotlight for our newest Rotarians, not fairly new now. Duran has been with us for a minute now, so one of the awesome spotlight in Duran and keep doing big things in the world of software development. I would now like to invite Camille to give us our introduction of our speaker this morning. To introduce our speaker this morning, guest speaker this morning. Camille.
Good morning, good morning.
Good morning, go ahead, we can hear you. And I know you
Right.
want to.
Good morning. It is indeed a pleasure to introduce not only a colleague, but a very dear friend. Yes, it's me, Willie.
I didn't know your name was Camille.
That's my Rotary name. Dr. Williamson Chea, general surgeon, was born in Nassau, Bahamas, and he achieved his Bachelor of Science degree at McGill University. He then matriculated to the University of the West Indies, where he achieved his Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery, and then he moved on to do a residency in general surgery at Dalhousie University in Canada. He has been made a fellow of the Royal College of Surgeons and Physicians in Canada. He has had a distinguished career here in the Bahamas as a general surgeon, serving as the chief of surgery at Princess Margaret Hospital. And presently he is a consultant surgeon. And we should, in fact, in the English tradition, call him Mr. Chea, as he's a consultant surgeon at both Doctors Hospital and the Princess Margaret Hospital. He has wonderful endeavors following the Hippocratic principle of passing on his art, and teaches medical students as an associate lecturer at the University of the West Indies, the Clinical School of Medicine here in Nassau. Presently, he serves as the president of the Cancer Society of the Bahamas, and he's held that post since March of 2017. And he served as the vice president of that organization for 2 years prior to that. He is an avid gardener, and I am following in his footsteps. I don't know if he knows that. And he is also an active member of HALT, Healthy Lifestyles team of the Cancer Society, which is involved in ensuring that we educate persons about a healthy diet, especially school-age children. And his backyard garden is impressive, and he shares his knowledge and his produce widely, especially with school children. He is married to one of my best friends for over 30 years, Dr. Christine Chea, and they have 3 beautiful children, all college graduates. And so without further ado, may I introduce Dr. Williamson Chea to provide our meeting's main chapter. Morning, Willie.
Morning, Elsa. Thank you. I learned something this morning, Camille. Let's see if I can share my screen. Can I wait? Let me see. Can everybody see my screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good morning.
Morning, Doc.
Good morning. How is everyone?
Good, and
Melanie,
you?
how are you?
I'm delicious. How are you and the family?
I'm great. I'm great.
Great. Lovely to have
Thank you all for inviting me. Therese dropped me an email, 2 days ago, asking me to give this little talk for the Rotary Club at Sunrise. Didn't know it was so early, but anyway, I accepted, and here we are. So I'm gonna try and give you a little overview of the Cancer Society in itself, and then go through some of the causes and prevention of cancers, and then highlight some of the main cancers, how we screen, how we diagnose, and if you have questions, how we treat. So I'm just gonna go right ahead. Didn't know what time frame I have, but hopefully I get done within a half an hour, I guess. Here we go. So there we are. We are located 2 doors east of ZNS. A lot of people comment that, oh, we don't know where you are and what you do, but we are 2 doors east of so 2 doors south of ZNS, and we have some nice tranquil grounds. People can come and visit, and we can give them a tour anytime. So here we are, Cancer Society of the Bahamas. So it was founded in 1976 by Miss Susan Roberts, and we are actually an NGO. We don't receive any funds from the government. We raise all our funds by ourselves. Every March of every year, we have an annual general meeting where we invite the public. We have audited financial statements, and our big thing is that we have a caring center, which began in 2005, which houses 10 persons, where we invite persons from the family islands to come and stay for care, treatment, and investigations. So the caring center opened in 2005. It was a 10-year dream from the board that initially thought of the idea, and it's first of its kind in the region. And we provide temporary accommodations for cancer patients, and we essentially say it's a home away from home. We allow the patients to come. They have to bring their caretaker, and as I said, we have some pleasant grounds that they can wander around and enjoy. Some of our things that we do, we created the Ride for Hope Medical Assistance Fund that we have. We send children to Camp Good Hope in New York every year. With the COVID, that's sort of went by the wayside initially. And we have support groups that can deal with patients with cancer. We have branches in the family islands, and as I said, our 10 rooms. So residents come and stay, and initially it was free of charge. We now charge a little nominal fee, but we will consider dropping those fees at some point as well. Here are the list of family island branches from Eleuthera to Grand Bahama, Exuma, San Salvador. Most recently, while I was in this chair, we opened one in Harbor Island. So we have a staff that's paid, administrator, caregivers, and trained volunteers. The board of directors, there are about 10 or 12 of us. We don't have any, we don't even take a stipend. We just sit on the board and we do our thing. So our motto is caring and sharing. So our mission statement, here it is, a nonprofit voluntary organization to increase awareness, education, prevention, research of cancer, and the cure of cancer. And it's to serve cancer patients, survivors, and their families throughout the Bahamas. Like Ilse mentioned, we formed a healthy lifestyle team, not just HALT, but we have that big water droplet in the middle to try and promote drinking of water, because we have persons who drink too much sweet drinks, and we try and promote drinking of water. We call it Waterful Wednesdays in schools. So you have to drink only water on Wednesdays in schools. So we're affiliated with the Healthy Caribbean Coalition, which is a coalition throughout the Caribbean. And our aim is to reduce the burden of NCDs, mainly hypertension, diabetes, cancers, and obesities. We also want to try and make a dent in the childhood obesity. You may or may not know, but Bahamas leads the world in childhood obesity. And our aim is to try and reduce the intake of sweet drinks. We're now in the process of putting on food labels and promoting the healthy living. We give lectures to schools, teachers, administrations, and I've actually formed some backyard gardens in several schools and planted seedlings and have the students care for them. And with COVID, that too is gone because there's no in school, but we're trying to resurrect that come January. So I mentioned earlier, with 2 doors south of ZNS, there's our information, and come by and we give you a tour. So one of our programs, we have pap smears, a pap smear and prostate cancer screening program. We have a Family Island mammogram screening program whereby we fly in women from the Family Islands. We have them do a mammogram, we serve them lunch, give them a tour of our facility, and they fly back to their respective Family Island in the evening. We give a financial assistance for those who qualify, essentially those without insurance. Is a $1,500 one-time assistance fee. As I mentioned earlier, we have Camp Good Days where kids go up North New York State and enjoy a camp with other survivors of cancer. And we have a branch also known as Freedom Kids. Last week, we gave out presents to those kids, had a little Christmas party, and they thoroughly enjoyed themselves. These are some statistics of the stuff we do. Back in 2015, we did almost over 1,000 pap smears, over 700 prostate exams and PSAs. As you notice through the years, they dwindled, and more recently with COVID, the numbers have dropped down precipitously. But we hope to resurrect that program as soon as we get a hold of this pandemic. So Cancer Awareness Month is usually May, where we designated Awareness Month, and we still try and promote the cancers throughout the entire month. We usually have our annual ball on that month, and our aim is to focus on all types of cancers. But as you may know, September is Prostate Cancer Month, October is Breast Cancer Month, November, Men's Health Month. Coming up in January is the Cervical Cancer Month. So we try to celebrate each month and give information on the cancers during that month. So we do monthly educational topics. This is the second Tuesday of every month. We give cancer talks, talk on issues of health and the types of cancers. We hold health fairs. We give interviews on radios and TV shows, and we attend functions like this to promote cancers. So in terms of causes and risks associated with cancers, we also know that genetics play a little part in how we develop cancers, but we don't know exactly how they form. But essentially, it's a problem with the genetics sometimes. Oftentimes, however, it's environmental, and a lot of more times is more due to healthy lifestyle problems and nutrition. So if you have a family history, you must tell your physician that there is a family history of cancer. There are some inherited syndromes, but only 5 to 10% of all cancers are attributed to inherited cancers. Most cancers are sporadic. You may also know that for breast cancer, BRCA1 and BRCA2 are very common. And we in the Bahamas, unfortunately, have the highest rate in the world of people with BRCA genes. That is that 25% of women with breast cancer have that gene, and that number is the highest in the world, which is not a good number to have, but essentially that's the facts. So that's women with cancer, not all breast cancers, but women with breast cancer. 23% of them have that gene. So essentially, when cancers form, is that genes that continue to replicate and grow without control. And then certain things cause mutations in your DNA. We may have inherited from our patients, but they can change with environmental factors such as tobacco smoking, sunlight, or radiation. So we need to try and prevent those things from happening. Cancers are diagnosed usually at an older age, more commonly over 65. And if you have a cancer, it may take decades to develop, but some cancers can be very aggressive and take over within a matter of months. As I said earlier, alcohol, tobacco, some cancer-causing substances, chronic inflammation, diet, and obesity is the main factor that cause cancer. Some people who work in the chemical industry also have more exposures to toxins, and certain behaviors can also lead to cancers. When persons take supplemental hormones, sometimes that can lead on to cancer. Persons with immunosuppression, some infectious agents like the papilloma virus can cause cancers, radiation and sunlight, as mentioned earlier. Secondhand smoke and chemicals at home and in the workplace, such as asbestos and benzene, also cause cancers. So we have to be careful of our environment. Need to emphasize smoking and drinking also contribute to our high cancer rate. That may be a contributing factor to our local rate. Exposure to sunlight in the fair-skinned persons, they get skin cancers. Obesity, again, certain cancers are associated with obesity, such as ovarian cancer, breast cancer, and unsafe sex practices also lead to cancers. So in terms of prevention, we try to encourage people who smoke to stop smoking, decrease your sun exposure if possible. We like you to eat a nice healthy diet, do a fair amount of exercise, control your weight, limit your alcohol, take the various immunizations that we have to prevent cancers. As I said earlier, cervical cancer, now there's an immunization for that. And we entirely promote screening of different cancers. And I will get into that in this talk a little bit later. So what type of cancers do we see in men? The most common cancer we see in men are prostate cancers, colon cancers, head and neck cancers, other GI cancers, as well as breast cancer. Men too get breast cancer. About one in 100 men get breast cancer. So that is important to point out, because sometimes men don't examine their breasts and they do get cancers as well. In terms of screening tests, the screening test has to be cost effective. So we promote mammograms, pap smears for cervical cancer, prostate exam, PSA testing, colonoscopy, upper GI endoscopy for gastric cancers, and various blood tests we do for different cancer markers are available for screening. In terms of cancer statistics, cancer is the 5th most common cause of death in the Bahamas and is a major contributor of non-communicable diseases. The cancer registry has been up and going since 2018, and in that year, it was reported as having 593 cancers, of which breast cancer tops the list, over 184 breast cancer cases. And I think that number will rise, but those are the statistics for 2018. And you see there, prostate cancer, 64, colon cancer, 55, and down the list we go. Those are the top 14 cancers documented in 2018. For gender-wise, you see predominantly female develop these cancers, 61% versus 39% in men. And this is a slide showing the prostate, the cancers in males. Prostate leads the list with 64, following by skin and colon cancers. So in men, prostate cancer is the leading cause of cancer and mortality, and it accounts for about 10% of all cancers documented in 2018. Here are some of the numbers. Throughout the years, before the registry, numbers compiled by Dr. Roberts usually have 60 to 70 cases per year, and that sort of stayed about the same. And it amounts to about high 30s to low 40s men per 100,000 getting prostate cancer. This is the age breakdown. It's usually of an older age group. However, as you see with the statistics, we still see persons 60 and under getting prostate cancer, and it's quite a significant amount of prostate cancer in younger men as well. We celebrate Prostate Cancer Month in September, and we give talks and do our clinics trying to promote screening. This picture here shows the male anatomy. As you may know, the prostate is hidden deep into the pelvis, and it is accessible by a digital exam through the rectum, where they can feel the prostate and feel nodules or evidence of a disease in the prostate exam. Men, I guess, tend to shy away from that, but it is an important test that isn't so painful, but I think necessary. Here we can put in a cystoscope through the penis, examine the prostate, take biopsies if necessary as well. So most of our prostate cancer, unfortunately in the Bahamas, is not caught very early. We tend to see a lot of prostate cancer caught in stages 2 and 3, and that's really a bit too late for any treatment that we may offer them. At that stage is really palliative care, such as hormone therapy or radiation therapy. It's just other slides showing the different stages of prostate cancer. If you get a cancer, you're better off getting it at stage 1, where you can treat and give you a cure. When you reach stage 2 and when you reach stages 3 and 4, then it's usually too far gone and spread elsewhere in the body, and palliative care is the care for that stage. These are other pictures showing how the prostate cancer spreads from the prostate to lymph nodes, and then they spread elsewhere, such as to bone, lungs, and brain. So moving on to colorectal cancer. Colorectal cancer month is celebrated in March. For colon cancer, the screening tools are stool DNA testing, stool occult blood testing, virtual colonoscopy, barium enemas, flexible sigmoidoscopies, and the gold standard is a colonoscopy. So essentially, colon cancers start out as small little polyps. I had some pictures to show you. They will, if left untouched, they will continue to grow into cancers, so that removing these polyps at an early stage will abort any cancer that you may develop. Here is a picture of a type of polyp that's seen in the colon. So if you have a colonoscopy and you remove that polyp, then you will abort the process of that polyp turning into cancer. And that's why we would promote colon cancer screening. So in African descent men or women, we tend to promote screening at age 45. Others screen at age 50. If you have a person in your family with colon cancer, then we advise doing it 10 years earlier than that index case's age. People who do colonoscopies are the gastroenterologists, and some surgeons also do colonoscopy. And preparing your bowels, meaning cleaning out, is very important, because you want a good visualization of the colon for that test. This is just a picture showing what is done. The scope is passed through the anus and traverses the entire colon, and hopefully you don't have any polyps, but if there are any, then they can be removed or biopsied. Here's a picture of a colon cancer, typical colon cancer. That would be biopsied and confirmed, and then the patient will be referred to surgery and oncology to get treatments. So you can get polyps in your rectum, in your sigmoid colon, in the descending colon, transverse colon, ascending colon, as well as the cecum. So that's why it's important to do a complete colonoscopy to make sure there's no polyps in either of those areas. So this is another picture showing the stages of colon cancer. Again, if you get something, you should hopefully get it at stage 0. As you advance in terms of stage, you have the ability, the cancer has the ability of spreading through the bloodstream and through the lymphatics to the rest of the body, and that portends a worse prognosis. Moving on now to head and neck cancers. These cancers are usually more commonly in people who smoke and drink, and then usually a type of cancer called squamous cell cancers. And it's usually in the mouth, in the throat, in the nasopharynx area. You can get cancers in your voice box or the larynx. You can get it in the salivary glands. You can get it in the lips and the oral cavity, as well as in the sinuses in the head. Typical symptoms are hoarseness, change of voice, sore throat, headaches. You may get a painless lump in the mouth. You may have difficulty chewing and swallowing, frequent nosebleeds, or you may get a painless white or red patch in the mouth that you may seek medical attention for. This is just an 8-step oral screening program that diagram to show you what to look for. Look at all the gums, teeth, lips, tongues in the tonsil area, soft and hard palates. So those are areas that people can get cancers in. For breast cancer, as I said, it's celebrated in October. We usually get a lot of hype from breast cancer, and rightly so, because I think this is the most common cause of cancer we have here in the Bahamas and probably worldwide. A lot of attention is brought to Breast Cancer Month in October, and we do so as well. So for women as well as men, your breast health awareness is very important. Knowing your family history. We promote screening, mammograms starting at age 40, self-breast exam, and annual physical exams by your physician. This is just a diagram showing you the typical way of examining your breast. Your primary care provider should show one that. And then promoting mammograms. It's not all that painful. I guess I can say that because I never had one, but women do say it's not that painful, and we entirely promote doing mammograms. So this is just a picture of a mammogram showing a normal one on the left and a cyst in the middle and an early cancer on the right. Again, more pictures, and on the right you see something encircled, and that's probably a typical report we see with an early breast cancer. Here again with the orange pencil, this can be picked up on mammogram. You see the mass is a bit irregular, and this biopsy, this lump will be biopsied and probably confirmed as having breast cancer. Again, the mammogram screening is entirely to detect these little small microcalcifications. Once you see these on mammogram, there's highly likely that it is an early cancer. It can be biopsied whether with a needle or with a surgical biopsy. More pictures of calcifications and more pictures of calcifications. So whenever you have a positive mammogram, the next step would be to do a biopsy. It can be, as I said, stereotactic by the radiologist. It could be ultrasound guided or what we call a true cut biopsy. If we cannot feel or see a lump, then we have to put a wire to localize our lesion and do a biopsy in the operating room. It can be removed, a piece of it, or removed entirely for analysis. So whenever someone is diagnosed with breast cancer, we have to stage them. And in staging, we do various tests such as CT scans, MRIs, or PET scans. And we do blood tests and looking for tumor markers specifically for breast cancer. And then we do the appropriate treatment. Of note, we need to sort of tailor the treatment for each individual person. So each person will have a different biology and different size and different stage of tumor. As I mentioned, in January coming up, we will then promote cervical cancer screening. Here, the cervix is accessible through a speculum exam. The GP or the obstetrician gynecologist will do a brushing of the cervix and do a pap smear test. The cells are looked at under the microscope by the pathologist, and if they're abnormal cells, then they would be acted upon. These are some pictures of cervical cancers. This cancer too is preventable. We have a vaccine for it. It targets the human papillomavirus. It's given to both boys and girls, starting in the teenage age. But we all too know well that we see a lot of cervical cancer at its advanced stage, where we cannot do anything for other than radiation treatments. So that's the educational part of my talk. We just want to promote our cancer caring center. As I said earlier, we have 10 rooms. We usually have a pretty good occupancy there. We are thinking about a little expansion and possibly coming up with a little hospice care, but COVID sort of threw a wrench in those plans because our fundraising has been down tremendously throughout these past 2 years of COVID as well as the hurricanes, but we still press on. And again, this is a picture of a cancer caring center in the background. And this is a view of our building. This is our sign on Shirley Street promoting our fundraising. And this is a proposal that we want to put in. Hopefully we'll get it done one day. So picture just shows the different colors of the cancers. And as I mentioned earlier, we celebrate and promote a cancer every month. And each month has a different cancer associated with it that we promote. I will stop there, open the floor to any questions. There you go.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Yes, good morning, Dr.
Morning.
Shea. I was wondering, what is the reason, again, why the Bahamas has the highest BRCA gene?
It's just genetics, really. A group from University of Miami came down several years ago and did that BRCA gene testing on our population. And unfortunately, they found out that the women, as well as some men, have that BRCA gene. The testing has also been done in other Caribbean nations, and the BRCA gene is not the prominent gene. It just so happens that our people have that gene. It brought it over from from West Africa or whatever, but that gene is very prominent in our population. And there are other types of breast cancer causing genes, but the BRCA gene is very prevalent in our society.
Thank you. And it's about 20%?
23%. Michael Jordan's number. That's how we remember it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Other questions?
So sorry, so I would just
have
like
a
to say,
follow-up. Oh, sorry.
I just want to say, well, I mean, I know you guys did awesome work. So I know I had an aunt who passed away of breast cancer, and I know you guys definitely did a tremendous job in trying to assist her. So just personally wanted to say thank you for that firstly.
Okay.
And continuing the awesome work that you guys do. But you also made a comment earlier about childhood obesity. I know that's something that's been a focus for Rotary for a while, but you made a comment that we have the highest number in terms of childhood obesity in the world. Is that,
yes, that is
being the
correct.
top couple few or the actual highest number?
The highest number in the world. And it's reflected by children being overweight, and we see a lot of childhood diabetes now. And our lifestyle starts as we're young, so we're trying to teach the young students to try and maintain a good weight initially, so they'll have all those bad habits as we grow older. But yes, we are number one in the world in terms of childhood obesity.
Wow.
Wow.
Thank you so much, Dr. Chea. I have a question. I know someone who got screened and found that she had the BRCA gene. And so she did a double mastectomy just to remove any risk of getting breast cancer. That seemed quite invasive to me. Is there another way to turn off those genes? Because I know I'm vegan, and I think that there are a lot of ways you can turn off those genes that we think are hereditary by changing our lifestyle, how we eat, and that sort of thing. Is there another way for women to turn off this cancer gene?
At this point, no, but I guess with future scientific study, someone may develop a way to alter someone's gene expression. But as you said, persons with the BRCA gene are counseled, genetic counseling, to ultimately remove both breasts and even the ovaries, because someone with a BRCA gene will develop breast cancer throughout their lifetime if they don't do that. So that is the recommendation.
Good morning, Dr. Chea.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hi, Ms. Bain here.
Hi, how are you, Masha?
I'm fine, thank you, sir. How young would we now, or would you suggest?
I think you're breaking up. We lost Marsha. Marsha, we can't hear you. We can't hear you. Sorry.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay, I was asking how young should we start with the men to have their prostate checked, since we are now looking at having the women start at 40. How young should we start with the men?
I would say 40, 45 as well for men, because we do see some young men getting prostate cancer. Men fear the prostate exam, but if you fear the prostate exam, then by all means do the PSA in your blood test. Then they say, "Oh, I'm afraid of needles," but you can't stop them. But you need at least a PSA test, or preferably both the prostate exam and the PSA test.
Okay, and another question, we're talking about obesity, and I know your wife is adamant about that, we all are. But when we start with obesity, how young we look at the kids? Because we encourage our mothers to continue to breastfeed our kids until they can wean themselves off the breast. But if a mother herself is obese, and we say all the nutrition passed through, and you see big healthy child, and they go to primary school or nursery school and they're still chubby. So and we know our numbers are the highest in the Bahamas. What would you recommend, or what would you say we do? How?
No, I still would promote women breastfeeding their children. at the prescribed time as much as possible. The young infant will lose that body fat, but then don't encourage them to eat those, fast foods and the sweet drinks to continue with the overweightness in childhood. So yes, you may get some children who are chubby, but they will lose their fat. But the problem is that they're serving poor food in the schools and selling junk to children, both in the schools and on the outside. So we met with the previous Minister of Health, the previous Minister of Education, and this present Minister of Education. We met with them, and we're trying to do some changes in the schools to try and promote healthy living within the school system. There are protocols there, but they just don't follow them. But we're trying to change that.
Excellent. And one last question, sir, and I know it's gonna get on everybody's nerve. We are in the season now of continuing drinking alcohol, excess of it. Because, we promote that here in the Bahamas like crazy. But, we need to be able to let the folks know how much red wine, white wine, Hennessy, etc. they should be intaking now to prepare for into the new year.
Yeah, I mean, alcohol is a contributing factor, I think, to the obesity, to the cancer rates. It's directly toxic to various tissues, directly toxic to the pancreas. That's why we get a lot of pancreatitis. But yes, in terms of drinks, you should drink 2 drinks per day at most for men, and women 1. But it's best not to drink at all. So we're not promoting drinking, but yes, those are the prescribed drinking quantities that you asked for.
May I ask a question, please?
Sure. Hi, brother.
Hey.
How you doing?
How you doing, man?
I'm great, man.
Good, good. By way, yeah, just a question. First of all, a statement that there's been a lot of talk about cancer having some hot spots in the Bahamas for cancer. Parts of Eleuthera, where we had a Navy base at one point. Of course, parts of Grand Bahama, where we had some chemical plants, and Andros, where we have a Navy underwater facility. What studies have been done to conclude that these are in fact scientifically proven rather than just hearsay? And what could be done if it is determined that these areas are in fact genuinely hotspots?
I don't think we've done any specific studies on those hotspots you mentioned, but I think with the advent of the cancer registry, we can then compile the information and hopefully get some more data to try and prove or disprove the statements. So I think now that we have a registry up and going, we need physicians to report cancers so we can get information to the direct policy changes.
Thank you.
All right.
Oh, by the way, just by way of, I had 4 brothers who died of prostate cancer.
Oh boy.
I have 4 brothers who presently have prostate cancer. I'm saying all that to say, I know what I need to do.
Yes, you do. Yes, yes. All right.
Good
Any other
morning.
questions?
Yes, one quick question. Do people opt out of chemotherapy and radiation for more natural treatments? And what is the success rate of those choices?
Unfortunately, the answer to the question is yes. And if people opt out sometimes the natural treatment, then unfortunately, you may get some miraculous recovery, but most of them deteriorate to the point where it spreads unchecked. So we still promote getting the combination of multimodality cancer treatment of surgery, chemotherapy, if necessary, radiation treatment. It depends on your tumor, and it varies. It depends on the stage, what form of treatment you get. But yes, we treat scientifically and go by certain protocols for different types of cancers. So yes, I still promote doing the chemo radiation if necessary, and not doing the natural route. The natural route is good in terms of changing your lifestyle, eating more healthy foods and drinking more water. but you should still take the conventional chemotherapy, radiation treatments.
Okay, are there any more further questions for Dr. Chea? If there are none, I would like to welcome back Simone to give us our vote of thanks this morning.
Thank you, President Therese. To Dr. Chea, on behalf of the Nassau Sunrise, oh boy, I'm not even getting our club name right this morning, but on behalf of our club, we want to say a very heartfelt thank you for such an informative presentation that proves to us that old adage that prevention is better than cure. And we certainly will move into this new year more mindful of our choices, whether that is to ensure that we get regular screenings and to be mindful of our lifestyle, and to help you to evangelize this message, which is very important in our country. We applaud your work and the commitment and the passion that you have, and the work of the Cancer Society and what it is doing to help families. Cancer has touched all of us in one way or another. And so we appreciate you, and we pray your continued fortitude as you do this very taxing and emotionally draining work, I am sure, but very necessary work. Thank you once again.
Welcome.
Thank you, Simone, and thank you once again, Dr. Chea, for giving a very timely and informative presentation this morning. As we close out, begin the process of closing out this meeting this morning, I would like to invite Tanisha to give us our raffle drawing this morning.
Good morning again, everyone. Just 1 second, just add in Rotarian and Russia's tickets, and then I'll share the wheel. Okay. Okay, there we go. Can everyone see my wheel?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Just gonna do a little scroll to make sure we got everyone. Okay. Shuffle. There we go.
Good. Congratulations, Camille.
Yeah. Awesome. Congratulations, Camille.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, you were so quiet. I thought you weren't there. We're going to shuffle that again.
I am right here.
Congratulations, sir. You win the big prize.
I do.
All right, we'd like to invite Rotarian Tamara to give us our 4-way test this morning.
Of the things we think, say, or do, is it the truth?
Is it the truth?
Is it the truth?
Is it fair to all concerned?
Is it fair to all concerned?
Will it build goodwill and better friendships?
Will it build
goodwill and better friendship?
Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Will
it be beneficial to all concerned?
And can I ask Marsha to give us a final toast this morning?
Good morning again. Can everybody raise their glass, their mugs, or their Rotary cups to Rotary around the world?
Rotary around the world.
Thank you all for coming. Please have a Merry Christmas and enjoy your families during this time and festivities. Please be sure to give, and I'll ask the color teams to also to organize their giving to the various families on Christmas Day. Have a wonderful day, and then once again, compliments of the season and Merry Christmas to you all.
Mr. President, one question. We meeting next week?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes.
No.
Just asking for a friend.
I have I have someone who's coming in to bring it all together for next week.
Say no more.
Mr.
I want to
President,
see
another
you. I want to
question.
see you
When can we have a business meeting?
in January, sir.
All right. I have one for the year.
Yeah, we haven't one. A club assembly actually.
No, I don't want to come. I mean, I just want instead of a guest speaker, a business meeting. So members can.
He could fix some folks.
We'll have both.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Oh,
Bye.
and
Merry
Dr.
Christmas,
Chea,
everybody.
I wanted to ask
Merry
Dr. Chea
Christmas.
if he's a member of Rotary. He sounds like a perfect Rotarian for Nassau Sunrise.
Fortunately, no, I'm not.
We're gonna talk, Dr. Chea. We can fix that easily.
You have to fix him and his wife.
Oh, boy.
So
Yes.
both of them. Leave it to Dr. Camille.
Good morning.
Put Camille on that job.
Yes. Put
Yes.
Dr. Grant on that job.
Absolutely. And we need him to help us with our fight against obesity and cancer in the upcoming year.
Well, if we don't get him, we could get the better half.
Yes, one of the two. We'll be happy. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas,
Enjoy.
everyone.
Bye. Thank you guys. Be safe.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Just to remember that there's a Rotary Bahamas Christmas party, online Christmas party on Tuesday. We'll send out the flyer.
Yes.
Okay. Great. And
We'll be
thanks.
on.
I've never attended an online Christmas party. How does that work? Everybody has their own food and.
Yeah, you have your own food, your drink, you turn your cameras on, the DJ vibes, we may have gifts. It's just a fun time. You get to go crazy in your own home.
Interesting.
Sometimes people get together with groups and they go crazy in their own space.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Thanks for coming, Mildred.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming, Mildred. I sent you a chat message.
Okay, I will look at it and reply right away. We got to get together soon.
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
All right.
Okay, bye.
Okay. Bye, everyone.